Hey, we're gonna call the Fair Board meeting to order for Monday, May 18th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. in the clerk's office. We're gonna go around the room with roll call, starting to my left.
Linda Cross,
Jan Cummins,
Linda Smith,
Larry Bland,
Gail Merritt, we do have a quorum on the Fair Board, and we also have
Casey Daly.
and did our visitors sign in?
Yes.
oh,
You're not a visitor, girl.
I'll sign it.
All right, so we have Commissioner Breakfast.
Angela signed in, so see.
Very good.
Good.
All right, we need to approve the minutes from our last meeting. We Parker sent out last week.
I would make a motion that we approve the minutes.
I second them.
Okay, there's been a motion and second to approve the minutes from our last meeting. Any discussion? We'll go around starting with my right with a roll call vote.
Larry Bland, aye. I move for approval, although just want to make sure you know, I was in it, but I was not at that meeting.
Linda Smith, aye.
Jan Cummins, aye.
Linda Cross, aye.
And Gail Merritt, aye. All right, business items. Do we have any public comment?
Darn. It's someone who rattled up here.
I'm on the video,
Okay, Casey, the pavilion tent panel discussion.
so I wanted to bring up, I mentioned earlier to Commissioner Henrik that we had not heard from Weimar on the sponsorship proposal we sent them, that included the pavilion tent panels for this coming year's fair. And Larry had suggested that we maybe talk about this in your discussions folder. Is the current pricing that we got per panel, if indeed the Fair Board would like to entertain getting new panels this year. It does take quite a bit of lead time to actually manufacture them. But with all the other projects we got going on, I just wanted to put it out there as a discussion item.
Casey, I'd like to make a note that we have Casey Kaiser with us now.
Apologize for being late.
So, again, I know Linda and others have been working at trying to get, sponsorship, including Weimar for those, that sprung structure tent panel out there. I'd asked Casey a couple different times, we had heard from him. I know Casey's made phone calls, maybe emails and others, and we just haven't heard anything. I tell you from experience, was mentioned earlier before the meeting started, that economy's kind of interesting right now. I can also tell you for the company that I work at, we get approached so many times, and I'm sure Weimar is waiting
Yes.
for we get approached, and potentially, I'm not saying this, but potentially not getting back to us is the answer. What I wanted to bring up tonight was, I think, in case you just want to target here, this 12,645, is that for all of the panels?
No, so that's for the panels that are currently ripped
Yeah,
and the ones that are over in the states that need water. To replace everything underneath there is $27,149. And that would replace all 8 panels, the little sliver, and then the 2 over the actual stage.
so we do a lot of this. I've been around a lot of the sprung structure tent stuff. Those are not in good repair, and they don't look well at all, and they've been up for a while. In my opinion, and I think we're going to talk about some budget stuff here in just a minute, but in my opinion, 27,149 or whatever the quote is, and that's just material our people would do the labor of
Yeah,
engineering.
that's just the manufacturer of the all new panels.
The amount of square footage you're covering there and the amount of time that's used, that is not, don't get me wrong, 27,000 is a lot of money, but that's not much money for the square foot benefit of that. And I know we talked earlier and there was some suggestion and or at least comment about maybe making that a permanent structure with a permanent top. It's the footings, great idea. but the strong pressure itself won't support that, the footings won't support that. So, what I asked Casey was kind of going out of order here a little bit before my opinion is, I think we have enough money. Casey would be able to verify this. I think we have enough money after our interior bathroom remodels and our budget number on the exterior bathrooms is coming along nicely. Hope would be done by June 5th.
I hope so.
That we're able to order these and get them by fair time. But I think if we wait any longer, we won't have them by fair time. So, it's probably not the time for a motion for that, because maybe we'll want to talk about budget a little bit, see how we're doing with our capital improvement line item with our current project. Is that okay?
Sure.
Before we consider a motion for that, or different, or other conversation, or however you want to do it, but that's my recommendation. And
Yeah, I was kind of curious because I saw our outline, I was looking at the outline the other day, of what we were budgeting for different items, and I'd be interested to know, have we done everything that's really vital to us down here
So in
in that list?
right behind that quote for key 10, just lift that up, is the projects priority list that we put together last year. In yellow has been done.
I'm gonna bring magnifiers, I guess, this meeting.
Isn't it yellow has been done?
Yes.
It's great,
No, here.
the special,
Here, I can share with you. Susan.
right, being
Why does,
here.
so you don't have time to. Oh, this is more.
I can't read that. Not anymore.
So the list of, yeah, the list,
I just can't see it. Oh, Susie, yeah. Come sit here.
so the list you're looking at was created last year by the funding committee, and it was kind of prioritized in how they'd like to see projects. Some of the money spent, in yellow is done.
They're dirty.
Okay.
The bathrooms weren't started when that spreadsheet was put together. And one of the things on there that was kind of a priority was the boathouse, which we have got cleaned out, and I've got Marshall giving us some prices, and we've had the plumber look at it. But the 10 panels were not on this priority list. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that.
Is the boathouse that structure across the street?
Correct. It's, we had just gotten it cleared out. Yeah.
What do we use that for?
So it was being used for COVID supplies. And we have those cleared now, and it's cleared, but the intention was to get it, the interior refurbished, and then get it out, starting to create revenue for us.
What would you use, what would?
We would use it as a rental
I think it would be
perfect
for weddings.
for meetings and anything, any kind of.
Like 4-H
Yeah.
meetings, they're already using Caldera, a few other facilities, they could use the boathouse.
Yeah.
My feeling is that if we don't get the boathouse where it's usable, somebody's going to come and say, hey, we're gonna use it for something else. In the county.
Okay. And you have a budget, and you have a budget number of 50,000?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's the interior, so it'd be sheetrock, the flooring,
Okay,
refurbish the bathroom.
but going on that thing, if you think this is in this bad repair, when you're looking at your use, this gets more use.
Right.
Or,
It does.
or more bang for buck.
It does. All I was pointing out is that we had a committee that put this priority list together. And I just don't want to lose sight of it. So,
And I just wanted to explain a little bit about the boathouse. So how many panels did you say, Casey?
what's that?
How many panels would that?
8 panels need to be replaced. That would be all of them. And then
That's all.
the 2 over the stage, and then the little sliver that kind of covers the dance floor.
Those slippery and stuff that we need.
So you put the grant for Meta, was that for IT? Is that what that was?
Yeah, it was for Carrie Foster Hall. And it's very specific.
I would say myself, I agree with Larry, if we're gonna do it, I feel like we should do it and do it right. And do all of it. Because during fair, I mean, we all know what kind of storms we can get during fair. And the band has all their equipment up there and everything, and that, I have seen that place flooded. So I feel like that's pretty important.
So then let me just, and so the bathroom projects currently are either on budget, with phase 3 being done right now. On budget includes the fans that we had ordered for the back of the grandstands to get the circulation running. Unless we have any hiccups, I think we're gonna run right on budget.
Okay, so when you get your paying 28,000, the panels show up, now you need a cherry picker to put them up. What kind of labor is entailed for just to get them up? So you have to.
My staff is historically done. And we do have a cherry picker.
So you don't feel there'd be any really additional
No,
costs?
just the labor to get them done with.
You just do them one at a time.
We just do one. I mean, we've done them a bunch of times, so.
So, refresh my memory, so when we initially approved the bathroom remodels, that capital expenditure line item, grant money that was left was 400.
440 is when we started. We are at 409 currently. It's in your reports tab. 408, 898 right now is where we're at.
But some of that's been allocated, right?
Correct, yes. We just don't have receipt for it yet.
Our initial budget for the bathrooms in the event center was 200,000 with the budget.
Correct.
Where do you? I don't know if you've gotten all the bills for that or.
He's got them kind of trickling in right now, but we're at the end of it, and it's about 200,000.
You think we're going to be
And
doing?
then the new one or the grandstands bathroom that we had done, it was about another 100,000. And that includes the fans.
109.
So you've got basically 100 left. That's what you've got.
Yeah. So the fans for. So we talked about how hot and maybe everybody already knows this, but how hot the grandstands are in the summertime, just no air moving up there.
Yes.
So Casey got together with Marshall,
These are.
found some solar operated fans that would go on top of the roof, just at the wall line at the back. So we don't have to wire them or anything, but it move a lot of air, and I think it make a lot of difference. So that's also appropriated as part of that, so.
Yep.
So round numbers, if we went ahead with the panels, we would have about 70,000 left about. And then if we move forward with the boathouse, we should have money for the boathouse. Right?
Yeah, well, we would be at the end of our
Yeah,
$2 million grant.
yeah,
We'd have to go back out and lobby for the budget.
but it's been put to very good
It's
use.
been put to very good use.
Yeah.
Yes.
So once you're down to that last 70, the 50 for the boathouse would come out of that.
Also, so just talking about this tent panel again, without making it complicated. So we had asked Weimar for a contribution. In exchange for that, we were going to have Weimar on that panel somewhere.
Correct, we were gonna emblazon their logos, maybe on a couple of panels that you could see from quite a distance away.
If we're gonna do that, should we have Crook County Fairground logo put on that or something?
We certainly could, that would add an additional cost to and probably a timeline to the panel.
It will.
Manufactured.
Complicated, but it's gonna look a lot better than parked out there. It's gonna look a lot better having that done. And we're sprucing up so this CMU block wall bathroom that we hope's done by graduation time. Marshall's working his fanny off on it and it's progressing nicely. But we're gonna paint the roof of that so it looks better and the walls and make it look nice. So then that would be another improvement for outside for people to see that
Mhm.
the fair board has done to improve our capital buildings and such, so.
We'll need to keep our fingers crossed going forward because we won't, there's not a lot of wiggle room left after that.
No,
Grant money is complete.
I'm wondering on the boathouse, is if we could talk to COCC, see if they have a landscaping class. And somehow we could do something with materials, if we could somehow wrench the cost of materials. We could add a little landscaping out of the boathouse, which then would facilitate like a wedding or something.
That would be nice.
You know, so that's what we did with our reclamation. We had Cal Poly come out and do our reclamation. I mean, we obviously provided the materials, but they did a very nice. But you know what I'm saying? If we worked in conjunction, it sits there. That might be a really nice way to go.
You know, we might be able to make some kind of arrangement with Jason Snyder also.
Just what I was
Sure.
thinking, yes.
Obviously, Linda and I.
Yeah.
One thing about Jason is he does extremely good work, which God knows I've had to do all my homes. There's a price tied to that.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm thinking if we could get a landscaping class, it might be.
Yeah. I was thinking more along the lines of maybe giving him some banner space or advertising space year round for maybe some
That would
landscaping.
be wonderful.
So he can hang his,
You get you to work, I mean, I think he does that, obviously, but
Yeah,
I just was trying to think of how we could get free.
right. And
Well, that would
landscaping
be-
is a great idea.
that would be a,
Well, you need some landscape.
Yes.
If you're gonna rent.
And he takes care of Outback, he takes care of the one down by Kurt Foster Home.
Yeah, so he's already down here.
he is,
Mhm. But it would be nice to have an area out there where people could be outside also, because it is a pretty spot.
Sure, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
if you can figure that in somehow. When you
you know,
refurbish.
4x8, like we have for Meta and Rosen Electric inside. We could certainly, if it's something year round, it would be.
I don't know if he wants more customers.
Well, he likes them in a group though, because that's how I got, because when Susie moved in, then I got him too, and because he always said, well, Linda, I love you dearly, but you know, you're too far out of my range. Well, now there's 3 of us now, so.
Today they were all in Paulina, yeah, it scares me when my bill comes, but. I'll be happy when I go out there.
My garden, he didn't charge me too much, I was pretty pleased.
great company.
That's just a thought, when we think about boathouse, we need something to.
Renting about.
Okay, any more on this panel?
Not for me.
It's getting to where it is so expensive.
And you have them
Yeah.
on your agenda later.
To go through.
So I'm looking for direction from the board here this evening on how you wanna move forward with this. So.
It's getting tight.
Yeah.
I would make a motion, unless there's some other discussion. On the panel,
Casey or Jennifer?
I would make a motion that we move forward with replacing all of the panels. And using line item budget for our capital expenditure that we have and order those ASAP so we can hopefully get them by summertime. That's my motion.
I will second that.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second to move forward with the panels for the pavilion tent using what the capital expenditures that we have. And we would like to have it done by fair time.
Well, hopefully, I think Casey says if we get one, we should get them, right?
Yeah, it takes him about, just based on what we've done in the past, 6 weeks to get them manufactured, and if we put the spurs to him, I think he realizes.
We might have to bring Casey's staff some donuts or something, because those things are a pain in the fanny to notice.
So any discussion? We did have a second, didn't we? We have a second, yes. Okay, and so Casey, where are these panels made?
So they're made in Tiger,
I was thinking Salem, that's Tiger.
right down the road from that.
It's probably, yeah.
What's that big that new fancy shopping mall? Right there at the end of Lake Swindle. Anyway, it's right down there.
Okay. So we need to have a vote.
These guys are both side.
Linda Cross, I.
And come inside.
Linda Smith, I.
Larry Bland, aye.
And Gail Merritt, aye. So the motion carries. And Jay and Trevor will just love us.
We're getting some stuff
Let
done.
me know when I will definitely bring donuts.
Well,
So we each take a day and bring some,
Yeah.
But that-
we'll go.
when they're cussing.
then they might have to have pizza for lunch too, because it's.
Well,
All
Actually,
day.
I predict tomorrow you're gonna hear from Weimar, they're gonna say.
We'll see tomorrow, we can fix it.
Yeah, I hope.
And we can also always order a new panel, put Weimar on it.
That's true, that's true. Do we have any more discussion on the funding info committee update?
So, as it currently stands right now, the committee for the horse racing, funding met, week and a half ago. And, since then, we have received the grant agreement from the Department of Administrative Services. So there's a difference of opinion on how the money could or should be spent, and I know that there's a phone call that has been scheduled for later on in the week, I believe. So, as soon as we get some update there, we'll come back to the board with an update. But as it stands right now, we're waiting on a conference call with the Oregon Racing Commission.
Susie, do you want to add anything?
No, I think Casey did it very, very well. I do want to add that Mike McLean and Vicky Reesires voted against this bill. But there was a lot of elements to this bill too.
Yes.
And our legal is checking with the other counties as to their opinion about the legal interpretation.
Yeah, I was wondering what our legal department had to say.
Yes, they're quite different from what has been passed down.
Yeah.
Quite different.
All right. Casey, Fairgrounds bathroom project.
So
update.
both the indoor arena, the inside and outside are complete. We're waiting on the Bowers. They're apparently you have to order 4 yards of concrete, it's the minimum. And they don't need that much, so they're kind of trying to figure out where else you can put concrete.
Oh,
So our ballards will be done here when we get that figured out. The restrooms at the outdoor arena are, the formica's been put up, the framing has been done, the plumbing has been done. So we're just kind of waiting on the rest of the fixtures to show up. And Marshall has been kind of warned about high school graduation because we will have a full boat here. And I don't want to bring in porta potties for that event. It's just an expense we probably don't need. However, we will be nimble on our feet, but we're hoping it's going to be that.
It's gonna be nice.
Because we will have probably 3,000 or 4,000 people out here on that Friday.
oh, I'm sure it'll be packed.
It is a big deal in town.
I snuck in here a few times with some events. I've been here twice this weekend, just kind of, because we had a horse show in here and just checking on
May Vendor Fest.
how people were
I drove through too.
taking care of, for lack of a better word, the bathroom. I actually saw somebody wiping a sink out. And it seemed very, I think people appreciate something nice, and hopefully they're gonna take care of it. Because that was what I've seen every time, and anyway,
Here, I'll share a picture with the group here.
I think it's the one you showed me. I've also noticed in the girls' restroom that people still need to hold the handle down for
Oh, they
a
do?
second, so things will flow.
need to hold it down,
Mhm.
really. That might be an adjustment or something.
I can't figure out, they can get close, but they just can't get there.
And I was saying how nice it was in Dixie right now.
Those are the basketball players.
Apparently so. It is a picture of a wastebasket with just piles around it.
Oh, jeez.
It's probably a mom or somebody that just.
I will say, myself and someone else on this, board live in a subdivision that people pick up their dog poo with a provided sack and throw it near the garbage can.
That's in the.
or leave it out in the trail
or
or
somebody else.
terrible. So anyway,
Or they let your dog loose, so if it runs out in the field, they don't have to go clean it up. That could go on and on.
No, you can't deal.
So, all right, anything else, Casey?
that's it.
We're down to board reports. Thanks, guys.
I don't have any board reports.
Linda.
Well, I've been in contact with Carol and Carol's on board for one last year. We're getting ready to start calling volunteers and getting everything in line, hopefully a little bit earlier this year than normal. Are we going to have somebody at the front gate this year?
Yes, we will.
Okay, so we have somebody at the front gate. That was kind of a question. So do you know how many golf carts we're going to have?
We're gonna have, I think it's 14 that we are gonna get.
14. What did we have last year?
I think it was a dozen. We got 2 extra. And I think one of them is a utility cart.
And that's for Gail. Okay, that's perfect. So we got 13.
I don't know if it has my name on it, but.
But that, you need one. Yes, definitely, because I was gonna ask about that. Definitely, yeah, you definitely need one. But no, that's all that I have.
Yeah.
Miss Jen, can I? Parker went home sick this afternoon, but she had sent over to me the little bit of a report on Jen and her attended the career fair at the high school.
Oh, yeah.
And if you can just touch on that, that would be great.
Went to the prayer. I mean, sorry, 1 second. There were some people that, well, kids. Teenagers that were interested in going through and volunteering for fair.
Oh,
Which. I don't remember how many she had on the list, but it's more than I thought. Did we go
I
through?
think there's 8 or 10 that she put down. The high school had discontinued the community service as part of your graduation scheme.
Okay,
Now they've reinstituted it. And so some of these kids
Oh.
need service time, so
and so those kids could go in the information
they
booth.
can go in the information.
Perfect.
They can do a lot of things.
Posters. Barbecue posters.
So, you know what year that they went through? I mean, is it for freshmen and younger?
So
That,
this is strictly a senior piece.
yeah, but I mean, is it like an effect for next year seniors
I
or?
believe it's going forward. They've reinstituted the community service. It got dropped for
Mhm.
some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know what the politics or what that was all about. But I know it's been reinstituted and these kids need to do service.
Okay, 'cause I think that if I remember right, the majority of the kids that wrote down to volunteer for fair were younger than senior.
Yeah.
They weren't part of the graduating class.
Right, because they wouldn't have time to do anything.
And sometimes we really have to fill those. We just, call them, chat with them and see. But we've gotten some really good volunteers from high school too. Yeah, some very good kids.
Okay, thank you.
Linda Smith.
Well, the Veterans Breakfast is looking just like it always did. I did talk to the guys, some of the Band of Brother guys, when they were putting the ramp in for Rick. And they would like us to make a flyer that they can pass around and put like in downtown and around. And they said if we make the flyer, they'd get it out.
Okay.
So I told them that we really wanted to work hard on getting enough people because we waste so much money, and they were really into helping us. So, and I've gotten honeyed up with the gal at the VA office here in town with Rick going through what he's going through, and she's more than willing to put it out on an email too, which I don't think we've ever gotten accomplished, but I think she will do it. She's been really good to me. And then I am still working on raising money, and Mountain View Dental called me today, and they're gonna give us $1,000 for banner on the fence, which is what they did last year, I think. So I'm still working on it.
How are my friends at Madras Chevrolet?
At where?
At Madras
Well,
Chevrolet?
you know, I forgot all about him the last week, but he's had all he's gonna get. I'll call him hopefully tomorrow morning. I've had a lot on my mind.
No, that's all right.
So something to add, I've been helping Parker with fair. And one thing that I was helping her with is advertising for the fair with the roundup. And we can go through and run an ad for free with the roundup. There's like a special section and behind me, I can't see what it is.
What's going on?
Yeah,
I know,
Yeah.
I know what it is.
So that's something that we can go through and advertise too for the veterans is going through and we're having this breakfast. And go
I
through and
think I
shoot it out
usually do that.
like a month maybe or a week before.
Something I usually do. I just think we've gotta get, and even the guys said that they would like to ask for Edmonds Band of Brothers because there aren't very many in it. That way we have more people. And I said, you invite who you want. We've always got more food than we can use and it's just hard to see it die. So I think they're really willing to help get the word out.
I think that this year we're gonna put together a little presentation during the breakfast. So as many fair board members as we can get there, that would be great. So we can go up and acknowledge the veterans and thank them for their service. But it carries a whole lot more weight than you folks doing it than just me. So.
Right, yeah.
So if you are available and you are there, we are gonna do just probably a 5-minute presentation after the colors.
I'm sorry, what day is that on the fair?
That is Thursday morning,
Yeah,
and they will start.
Serving at
early.
7.
yeah,
I'll start serving at 7, coffee at 8 or 9.
yeah.
This.
I'm going the wrong way.
No,
Coffee at 6 o'clock.
Oh,
There we go.
back there.
Yeah, so we are doing breakfast, we've always, when we started out, we did breakfast at 8.
Yeah.
Coffee at 7, if they wanted it, and then.
Well, we can do it, what I mean, I don't really.
There are some of their members that like to show up at
They like,
6.
yeah, they
Yeah.
like,
Right.
Yeah,
To kind of socialize.
yeah,
Yeah.
they do,
But you only want so many hours to do food out there.
yeah.
So
So do you want it started at 8?
The breakfast will be at 7.
7, okay.
Yeah.
It is gonna be 7.
that's what it usually,
Yeah.
last year
They
there
do
was a
now.
confusion about
Yeah,
that.
well, then we'll get it
now.
on all the literature.
Yes, yeah. And there will be at least a couple of fair board members serving.
Oh, yeah.
Kiel will be one as the president, at least. We're
Right.
gonna, yeah, so, yeah, we'll get somebody on the table serving.
So do you have somebody to do the national anthem?
I always ask Lori,
Okay, I wanted to make sure, there was a young man that has played his saxophone at the sporting events. That we could ask if you didn't have somebody.
Yeah.
He does a great job.
yes,
he
I
does.
would just traditionally ask Lori, cause she's part of the.
It's kind of unique and it's pretty cool.
Yes, it is pretty, I just thought they would, if he was available, would enjoy him. But you could, you're used to asking Lori.
I am.
Could we get him for opening ceremonies for the fair?
PC has,
So we have asked Deb Shaw to sing the national at opening.
Deb Shaw sings that?
gonna.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that,
She's gonna sing.
and I've known her since she was a
I
little girl.
know, I know, I grew up with her.
Yes, you
Did not know
did.
this.
We're in school with my girls.
Yeah.
Were you able to go through and talk to the sheriff's office for about?
Yeah, oh,
Maybe
they'll
a-
do it, yeah, I haven't talked to them, but they'll do it. We got lots of time.
And then there is a buyer's breakfast on Friday morning. So just for your information, and that is being hosted by a week below it and the sheriff and.
It's Ray Austin, it's,
Ray Austin, I heard is moving back to Oklahoma.
oh, yeah, the subcommittee hasn't been a part of that, they kind of they came to us and approached us about doing it, and we're fine with it, so.
Just just for everybody's info.
So it's just Bill and the sheriff's.
I think so.
Okay, I don't have anything to report either. I think I can almost get into that little room and move out rest of Christmas with the fine stuff they buried.
Nice.
I was gonna say. I told Casey this, but I may not be here for fair. But I hope I'm doing some other things along the way that would maybe excuse me for that, and nothing fancy other than. I wanna go salmon fishing this year. I haven't gone for.
As long as Mike doesn't go with you.
Yeah. Casey, you have to stay.
I would also say, I mentioned this to Casey. Not fair board members, but some of the volunteers driving golf carts
Oh.
way too fast.
That is under control. Some of those drivers will not be driving this year.
Oh, well, I mean, like.
Yeah.
Terrible,
I know.
and I'll say something this year from.
Yes,
here
please
because-
do, yes.
Well, when you are coming up behind somebody going wide open and they're not looking at you and you're right beside them, and it just looks like heck,
Oh, I understand, yeah.
so.
We've got 3 drivers that we're not asking them at all. For that very reason, I don't know, but yeah,
I don't know, I don't know by name, but
yeah, no.
way too fast. So before you hand keys to somebody, I think we should have a little. A session about responsibility and what it looks like and vicarious and civil liability, and I don't think just because they're volunteer driving a car, it doesn't mean they don't have an issue with that.
That's correct. I agree with that, that's probably not a bad idea.
Right.
Liability release.
I think they have had meetings before with the volunteers and gone over everything.
Yeah, so you could be the golf cart cop.
Sounds like,
not.
sounds like a good safety meeting, doesn't it, Larry?
Yes.
Good.
Back to the cards, I'm sorry, Daniel.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Do you know what, how many big ones, how many small ones?
So there are, I believe, 4 large ones, so those would be 6 passengers.
Okay,
And then there are 2 4-passenger, and then the rest of them are 2-seaters.
okay,
That's a lot of golf carts.
It
You were
is.
seen or whatever, so.
They usually lump them in town.
Actually, since we've changed,
we didn't have any problem with that
Offense,
yeah.
last year at all. Yeah, and if they did go down, they was right here to fix.
Okay, any further on that report reports? So Casey, staff report.
the only staff report I had was the one that Parker passed on that Jen had mentioned, so that was something. So in your financial tab in your reports is the latest and greatest from Jamie Berger. This is about 3 days old. So if you have any questions, please let me know. We had budget meetings last Monday. And I believe the budget committee has approved the budget, and now it goes in front of the commissioners. So as soon as that happens, I will keep you abreast. Feel free to take this with you, peruse it. If you have any questions, we'll get answers for you. Okay, man. Have a thought in my manager's report. As we talked earlier, phase 1, phase 2 of mapping is complete. We're working on phase 3. Bollards are being installed. The solar fans are going to be on site here in the next week, and those will get installed. Crook River Roundup had a painting party over the weekend. Back of the boxes were painted. There were lines painted down the middle to differentiate the 2 boxes, separate them. We had some issues around that. Jen Parker attended the career high school. APR security, I got our bill for our quote for security of this year's fair. They're going to require 2 personnel overnight based on what happened last year. And so our bill went from about 8,000 to 10. So there's a big cost into having that second person. It's unfortunate, but I understand why they're doing it, so. We picked our janitorial service, JG's, last year he was around $8,000. This year his quote was 16. And I had a conversation with him this morning. I said it just is too big of a jump for us. So we're gonna go with a company that we haven't used yet, but has been here and witnessed what we need to have done when we need to have it done. One of the things that we're gonna do is we're gonna babysit the indoor arena bathrooms during the whole time of sale. So we have somebody in the breezeway that can look out for any issues that we have. I'm hoping that the bathrooms are well respected now that everybody sees that we spent all this money to get these things done, that they will get, abused, so. We had 4 non-revenue generating events between April meeting and tonight. Cricketer Roundups had several meetings. OSET has been here. The 4-H Horse Club had a show this past weekend. And the Crook County School District had Boots and Roots here at Field Day. Pretty well attended. It was managed chaos. Is what I would say it was. From afar, I was watching.
Oh, it was organized chaos.
It was,
They have such a good.
They-
though.
Yeah.
They really have.
I think they enjoyed the ranchers. I was quite a comment.
They had wagon rides, they had
Mhm.
pony rides, they had it all. So that's all we had I had for my manager meeting.
What's the quote that you got for the cleaning service that's going to do it? Like the cleaning during fair?
How much was
Yeah.
it? It's about $8,000.
And what's the cost to have somebody here during the sale? Did they break that down?
No, they just gave me one quote. I just included that into the overall. I just said between 9 o'clock on Saturday morning until 7 o'clock, you need to have somebody park in the breezeway, so we can just nip anything in the backside that we have to. But if all the prep is done, it won't be doing a lot. If all the prep is done, they're full of soap, they're full of paper towels, and all they're gonna have to do is walk in there and just make sure that it's good. We've got twice as many restrooms now. They're open from one end to the next. So there's really no bottleneck, really no reason to have a bottleneck.
Have you been in there?
They're nice, so we had our livestock show
Yeah.
a weekend ago.
You can put a big funnel on the trash can.
Yeah, and say bigger trash can
Yeah.
Yeah,
water truck.
and I was gonna say during that show, I heard a lot of compliments. I was down here all day and people were very, very happy with the restaurant.
Yeah, what was the feedback at the livestock show?
Yeah.
Was it
That's-
good?
Yeah,
that's
they're
what-
amazing.
Yeah, I was
that's what
here,
was looking at, yeah.
Considering what they
Yes.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it was great. It's the bathrooms and then Mary was open. We had our Jay recommended, you and Jay recommended putting the coffee truck over that way and it just, I don't know. Everything went really well.
Good, except we not known it already.
Well, yeah, I've had heard it, so I gotta get some more room.
It's a good problem.
Yes.
that was a great event.
Thank you.
It was awesome.
Where did your granddaughter?
This actually was her first year and she's been wanting to do jackpots and
Good for her.
so it was here and Dad said, okay, you can try it. Well, she got called back in twice. So she,
her name, right?
Is your
Yes.
daughter in?
yeah,
My granddaughter helped her and Clara helped in the ring.
Oh,
Angela, yes. That Angela's like an adopted stepmother.
she didn't show.
No,
Oh.
she,
Yeah. They spent the night with me. I took them to dinner and I got to hear all the gossip of Caldera High School, which I have no idea what it is, but I listened. Then they came over and then they came over and said they were very happy indeed. That's all you can ask.
Oh, Caldera is a beautiful high school. Yes.
Well, I know all the scoops.
Yeah, you know all the-
I don't know who these people are, Neil, but.
We built that.
Some scoops.
Nice job.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been there for several events and I'm just in awe.
They are really cute.
So we are down at the end of our agenda. Does anyone have anything for this later? What else you want to share with us?
Nobody there.
All right. Making a motion is going to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Been a motion and a second to adjourn our meeting. Any discussion? She'll do a roll call vote, starting with PC.
East Side votes aye.
Linda Cross, I.
Jen comes on.
Elizabeth, aye.
Larry Blunt,
Gail McCarty is aye. Meeting is adjourned. So Casey, would you go ahead and